like that bit of organ there, the church organ at the end of our little Christmas jingle. Welcome along. It's yet another little Christmassy show from myself, Chris Reardon, and a warm welcome along to today's United Kingdom talk. Now, I'm sad to report, I'm afraid, I'm sad to report that I'm still seeing these stupid hats that some of the youngsters are wearing. Now, I mentioned it in the last show. They're like woolen hats with pigtails going down either side, and the pigtails reach their breast area. They're really as long as that. Oh, and they're driving me mad, dear. They are really driving me mad. Have you seen them? What country are you in? If you're in the UK, you must have seen these stupid hats. And I don't know what it is. I've never felt that way over an item of clothing before. They actually wind me up when I see people wearing them. Other items of clothes that I don't like, well, I've never really been keen on thongs. Now, I have to tell people in Australia, thongs, we're not talking about flip-flops, because in Australia, thongs mean flip-flops, which are on your feet. No, these are the thongs, like a G-string. Who on earth ever invented those, eh? Huh? I mean, I was going to buy my sister one once. I think she'd have to have one for each leg, to be honest. Wouldn't she, eh? My sister would have a thong on each leg and possibly one over her face. Oh, do you know, I'm so much looking forward to my sister in not long away now at all, is it? Oh, what's the date? It's about seven or 8 days, and once again I will be reunited, and it feels so good. Reunited, 'cause we're understood. There's one perfect thing oh, do you know that song? Well, I mean, really, it's for lovers, but you can take the bit reunited, and I will be reunited with my sister and her lovely family. I can't wait. I can't wait, and I shall be having a word with young Jimmy. Oh, yes. Little Jimmy Butler, my little nephew. Is he 11 or 12 now? I think he's 11. Oh, yes. So I'm on the phone the other day, right, talking to my sister. What's Jimmy doing? Oh, he's in the living room on the laptop. I said, well, let me talk to him. And she says, Jimmy. And he says, who is it? It's Uncle Chris. Tell him I'm busy on the laptop. Well, thanks very much, dear. God. I think, Jimmy Butler, this will have to be reflected in the size of your present at Christmas. Too busy to talk to Uncle Chris. Yeah, see, it started now, isn't it? Parents and uncles and aunties all across the world will understand what I mean by the fact that he's getting too old to play with me now. I can just see it now. Christmas Day, it'll be, all right, Chris, I'm just going out to play with my friends now. What about Uncle Chris? He's got no one to play with anymore, dear. It's a liberty, that's what it is. Me and Jimmy, or is that correct? Is it Jimmy and I, or me and Jimmy? I don't know, I can't do English, you know that. Every Christmas night, usually around about 10 o'clock, we go out for a Christmas night walk. I have a feeling this year I'll be going alone. And it's always the same, isn't it? Children grow up. I mean, I remember Gary as well. He's the older one. He grew up and didn't want to come and talk to his uncle so much anymore. It's all very boring, really. So I'm going to have another word with my niece Tracy. She's the one who bought the house earlier in the year with her boyfriend. I'm going to have a word with her because we need more babies. We need more babies to grow up and look after and go on trips and things like that and walks at night and what have you. Because little Jimmy Butler, I think, I've got a feeling this year, that's it. I don't think he's going to... I bet he won't want to roll down the hill either. No, there is a little hill, right, you come out of my sister's house, you turn right and it's like it's a very, very quiet road, long road. But halfway down it is like a little grass hill. It's only so big, it's only it's about 2 foot, but it like goes down steeply. And ever since he was about, 7 years old, when we go for maybe earlier than that, maybe 5, I don't know. How old? I'm just trying to think how old he was when he started coming out walking with me at night. Might be about 5 or 6, would it be? I don't know. Anyway, so we come out of there, and when we get to the hill, providing it's dry, okay, we lay down on the hill and roll down. Great fun. See, and it's free. Better than anything else. I haven't got to pay for it. We roll down the hill. I think it's going to be too old. Not going to want to play with old Uncle Chris anymore. I'm going to have to roll down that hill all on my own. Mind you, at least I can take the dog out for a walk, can't I? Hey, Duchess. For the first time ever, back in June... Well, was it June? No, I think it was earlier than that. Was it September? Or later than that, September, October. The last time I went up there, it wasn't long ago, it was about 6 weeks ago. And I have taken to walking Duchess, the Black Labrador. You might have seen her pictures on the main United Kingdom Talk website. Now, if you ever want to look at that, ever want to go and listen to any of the older shows, then they go all the way back to October 2005. Hours and hours of torture blasting in your ear holes from your MP3 player. Now, to find those, just they're audio only, going back to October 2005. And we only just started videoing the show this year in February as well, okay? But it's all there. Go to unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Or actually, talking of MP3 players, remember that one I've had it about 2.5 years now, the Creative Zen. I don't think they make that model anymore. The Creative Zen Sleek Media player, I think it's called, little silver thing. Having a bit of trouble with the battery with that now. Now, I have to say, I don't think it's overused at all, but I've noticed the battery is not lasting a long time. Now, I actually know how to treat these batteries. You're supposed to let them completely go flat before you charge them up. And I have been doing that, but it's not lasting that long anymore. Also, I notice with my MP3 player, if I leave it in the car and it's very cold outside, I don't know if anyone else has come across this problem, but when you try and start it up, it doesn't want to know. It comes up as a flat battery or very low battery. Interesting. And it won't turn on until it's been warmed up, so I usually sit on it. Well, I don't actually, not sit as in put all my weight on it. I kind of put it in between my legs in the car, and that warms it up nicely. And then it turns on. Anyone else have that problem with an electrical gadget or two? Too cold to turn on? Do let me know. There's an email address to the show. The email address is chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. All right, chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. So there we are. Hopefully, when I get up there, Jimmy might want to spend a little bit of time with his Uncle Chris. Otherwise, Chris will just have to sit there and stuff his face with crisps and sausage rolls. Oh, there's no sausage rolls anymore, is there, up there? No, the co-op up there, where my sister used to get the sausage rolls from the deli counter. Apparently, deli counter, gone. They got rid of it. Oh, it's some clever bod up the top, I suppose, thinking he's going to save more money. That's why they do that, don't they? Eh? It's not about service anymore, dear. It's all about how much money you can make. And I shall be most disappointed if I go to... I don't know if I'm going to make it to church on Christmas Day or not, but I shall be most disappointed if I go in that church and people have those stupid hats on. I will go... Oh, my God. I just imagine it now. I can just imagine. You know, old ladies in church, they always have hats on. I can just imagine that. Little old ladies with these stupid hats on and the pigtails. Is there a name for these hats? Do you know? Have they got a specific name? Like you would have a bowler hat or a baseball hat or something like that? Burberry hat. What are these? What's the name of the hats with the stupid long pigtails? Do please let me know. Chris@unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Not that I would want to wear a hat at the moment, because I have been to the hairdressers this week, boys and girls. Oh yes, my hair has been trimmed once again. Number 1 back and sides, and very, very short at the top. And the thing is, right, I'm just going to move my head down, okay? Now, if you're listening to the show, you're going to just have to imagine this. But, yes, sure enough, it does look a bit thin, but it doesn't look as thin, right, as when you have longer hair, so it works. Do you remember, I think it was earlier in the year, someone suggested that. They suggested if you cut your hair really short, it kind of hides the fact that areas of it are a little bit thin. And it's worked. But my normal hairdresser is not there anymore. Now, what was his name? Kieran. Nice boy. But apparently, he was done for drink driving this year, which is a dreadful thing. You know, I don't make jokes about drink driving because it's very, very, very dangerous. I don't understand how people who drink think they can drive. I've seen it myself. I actually ended up in court once being the witness to a drink drive incident. I should always remember, it was a few years ago now. Or it must be about 6, 7, 8 years ago now. I always remember driving home and there was a car in front of me and, you know, I thought it was speeding up and slowing down a bit much anyway. So, you know, you keep back behind it because you never know when these idiots are going to slam on the brakes. And this car started going from side to side, side to side. I thought, oh my God, this bloke is drunk. Side to side, side to side. And then this went on. I mean, fortunately, this would have been about 2:30 in the morning. Had it been daytime, it could have been a lot worse. Anyway, side to side to side. This must have carried on for 2 or 3 miles. And I'm following this car. And all of a sudden, he's gone too far to the left and smashed into this barrier. Well, the police came and they asked me, and I had to go to court and make a statement for that. But I don't understand why these people drink and drive. Anyway, my hairdresser was done for drink driving. And that's why, you know, I said, well, why did he leave? He could come here by bus. Oh, no, apparently he did cycle to work, but it was too far. So, well, how far away does he live? About 7 miles. 7 miles on a bicycle is nothing, is it? I just think he didn't want to work. It's got to be that, isn't it? 7 miles. I used to cycle about 7 miles to and 7 miles from work when I used to work at British Telecom as an engineer. 7 miles is not... I mean, it isn't, is it? It's not a lot. It's certainly not on the bicycle. 7 miles is not far. So I haven't got my hairdresser anymore. 7 miles, honestly, kind of wanted to work. That is just lazy. If you can't cycle 7 miles to work, please. I wonder how far it is to the shopping centre. When I go to the shopping centre here on my bicycle, it takes about 25 minutes to cycle there. Or if I walk it, it's about 45 minutes. I actually fancy a bit of a walk this afternoon. I might go out later. Have a nice long walk. Right, so there we are. Had my hairdresser. So I got a young girl cut my hair. Quite a nice lady. I can't remember what her name was now. She has been in there before when I've gone to have my hair cut, but she's never cut it before. And she's chatting away, chat. But I noticed she kept repeating things. I think she was just, I don't know if she felt lonely or what, but I know when I got to the hairdresser, there's no one there. And that was 12 o'clock in the afternoon a few days ago. And that surprised me because I actually wanted to get into the hairdressers by about 11:15, 11:30, thus avoiding all the people that go there at lunchtime. I got there a bit too late, around about 12:10. There wasn't a soul in there. I couldn't believe it. The 3 girls who are the staff, they were sitting there doing one of those crossword books and what have you. So while she was cutting her hair, she asked all the usual questions. Oh, what do you do? Oh, are you going away this year? And, oh, same old blooming questions. Just shut up and get on with it. Now, you see, I do actually like the conversation. Because, like, for example, when you're doing this show, you get all sorts of ideas just from other people talking to you all the time. And I said to her, it's a bit quiet today. She says, oh, it's been like this for about 4 weeks. I said, what do you mean? She said, literally, about 4 weeks ago, suddenly it died. And hardly anyone been in since. I said, do you think you're being affected by the money situation? She says, oh, definitely. What's happening? People are having their hair cut, But instead of coming in every 4 weeks, they're coming in every 8 weeks. So I suppose they're being affected there as well now, the old hairdressers. Which isn't good, really. Anyway, the lady who owns the hairdressers, her name's Tracy. She's actually got 3 shops now. Now, I don't see her anymore now because she spends most of her time down the new shop, which is in Sandhurst, which is not too far away from me, but much further than the one I usually go to, so I don't really see her anymore. But that also means I don't get it done for nothing anymore. I had to pay £11, dear. £11 for my haircut. Well, what a liberty. And I gave her £2 tip. £2, dear. £2. God, I think on my coffin it will say Chris Reardon, 1963 to whatever it is. It'll probably be sometime in the year 4000. Most generous person on the face of this earth. I think it's going to say something like that on my brass plaque. Shall I have a brass plaque? Maybe lights. No, maybe I should have one of those eco-friendly coffins. Aren't they do-it-yourself things? Yeah, you can get, honest, you can get coffins made out of paper mache and you go back into the earth again, don't you, rather quickly. It's funny, really. I know some of you are religious, some of you aren't religious. But nevertheless, it's kind of common sense that you continue to remain a part of the earth, don't you? Right? If you're buried, then worms and things eat you and you become part of them. And then they die and become part of the earth. And then the earth makes plants and plants come up and you become part of the plants. And then animals eat the plants, right? And then people eat the animals. And so surely it's just one continually recycling thing, isn't it? Similarly, if you are cremated, okay, you go up the chimney, smoke, you become part of the atmosphere. So we never actually completely disappear, do we? Huh? Just a thought for you there. So there we are. That's me haircut talked about. What else? People are liking my little decorations, my tree and my wreath. And you like the little new Christmas, those of you watching the show, okay? If you don't usually watch right till the end, can I suggest that you have a little look at my Christmassy closing film at the end of each show that I'm playing out at the moment, okay? It's if you don't want to watch the whole show, just go forward to the last 2 minutes and watch from there. It's a little Christmassy show, all filmed in Bracknell Shopping Centre. I hope you like that. With the decorations, Millie in Minnesota writes, loving the decorations. The tree is my favourite. I'm glad you like my little fibre optic tree there in front of me. Wasn't very expensive. Well, actually, I say that wasn't very expensive. The places where I wanted to buy it from would have been cheaper, but they didn't have any left. So I got that from Long Acres Garden Centre, which isn't far from here. It cost me £29 for that. And it's marvellous, isn't it? You just plug it in, plug and play. That's what we like. Thank you, Millie. And also, Jason. Now, Jason, he designed and created the graphics at the beginning and at the end of the show, the Union Jack logo, and indeed he created the Christmas versions of that, which you're seeing at the moment, at the beginning and end of the show, with little holly and Santa. Is there a Santa? I think there's a Santa. There's a snowman. There's a bit of holly. And there's a tree in one corner, and snow comes down. He created all of those. And Jason wrote, "Hi Chris, looking great, loved the video at the end. Where was that filmed?" Yep, that was Bracknell Shopping Centre. Okay, and that was about a week ago I did that. And of course, if you're listening, you won't know what's in the film. It's just really a film of all the lights and decorations in the shopping centre. And one thing we have here also is like a train, a giant train, which consists of an engine section and two little, not people carriages, but carriages would be for goods. More like wagons, okay? So, and it's in 3 sections, and that is hanging in the middle of the shopping centre. And it's all covered in lights, and there's a great big tree as well, all lit up, and it's all very marvellous. All right, so if as I say, if you don't watch the show, hopefully that's painted a bit of a picture for you there of the flashing lights and marvellous decorations that we have here in Bracknell this year. All right, now what else are we saying here? Something I've started doing recently. Now, I'm sure, ladies, you will know exactly what I mean by the expression, it's easier to do it as you're going along. Now, that I'm referring, in this case, to washing up. Now, I'm afraid I was one of those people that sort of tended to let washing up build up sometimes. Now, one thing I've never done or rarely done, unless I've been really tired and just come in from work, I've never left washing overnight. Washing up, plates and cutlery. I can't bear that. I've been round to people's houses in the past, and I'm sure you have, and you see stacks and stacks of washing up sitting in a basin. Have you ever seen that? And I kind of think to myself, how do people live like that? Washing up. And, if you wanted to wash up, you'd have trouble getting to the plates. I mean, it's really that bad. Anyway, but sometimes what I would do, I might have breakfast and then put the washing up in the bowl and then go swimming and come back. Oh, the washing up's still there. I have started washing up almost as soon as I finished eating. And it's so much better. For example, today I got up, I've had a cup of tea, I had my breakfast, right? I then put the items in the sink, put a bit of water in, give them a little bit of a soak, done something, went back out to the kitchen, washed up, and now I'm up here talking to you. And I know when I finish the show, I haven't got to go downstairs and wash up. Isn't it easier to do it as you go along, eh? I mean, I've dropped my pen. It really is. Not only I went doubly mad this week. Not only did I do that, but I just want to point out, I'm not a dirty person, okay? I would say I am cleaning lazy. How many of you are cleaning lazy? Are you cleaning lazy? Lazy, I said, not lady. Clean. Are you cleaning lady from Philippines? Are you cleaning lazy? So, for weeks and weeks now, I've got to be honest, for weeks and weeks, I've been sitting in the living room, and whenever I look down over to the left, there's a big window, right? And along the window at the bottom is plastic. And I've noticed it's a little bit dirty. Well, I lie to you. It's black. Okay? You can barely see the white. And I thought, I must clean it. Every time I look, I must clean that. Well, Wednesday, shock horror. I'm sitting there watching the telly, right? That's it. And I went out and got my trigger spray. Pss, 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 sprayed all along the bottom. How long did it take? How long did that take? About 25 seconds. Why do we leave these things like that? And it's lovely. There was a little bit of bleach in this spray stuff. And when you clean something like that, doesn't it smell lovely and clean? Or in this case, a little bit bleachy. But I do like that, don't you? I was listening to some woman on the other day, and she has a cleaner into her house a couple of times a week, which actually isn't that expensive. I think she pays this cleaner about £15 for a visit, or maybe £15 for the 2 visits, actually. I'm just shuffling around here. Just a minute. What's happened to my slippers fell off my feet, and then somehow they swapped round, so I've now got the slippers on the wrong feet. Now that's sorted now. And she was saying, the bloke on the radio was saying, he said, why do you pay out for a cleaner? Why not do it yourself? She says, well, I don't want to do it. And you have a cleaner in and everything smells nice and polished and all that. And I've got to be honest, when I hate to say this, on the very, very rare occasions where I get the polish out, it is so much nicer, that lovely smell. Oh, it really is. The only thing is downstairs, I'm an ornament. I never used to be. I'm an ornament person. Well, I say ornament. I don't actually buy ornaments. They are little items that I've collected over the years, maybe from, and indeed, of course, from Mum and Dad's house. Little things that people might have bought me on holiday or indeed sent in here to United Kingdom Talk. And it's such a nice thing. But the only thing is, of course, they collect dust. And you have to move all the... if they were just a flat shelf, I'd probably clean it every week. It would take 2 minutes to go around the entire room, one wipe, done. But no, you have to move all the ornaments. I wonder... Actually, I don't know. I wouldn't want to throw them away because they're like... they're special things. You often get people, these minimalist... or what's it called? Minimalist people, aren't they? Well, they've got you go around the house and there's nothing there. There's a tiny little, there's a glass coffee table and a settee and a tiny television in the corner. And that's all there is. That's not a home, is it? I don't like that. Minimalist. Are you a minimalist? I tell you what. Tell me what you can see. Are you in your living room? What can you see around you? Can you see lots of little memories of places? Like, he bought that cat from so-and-so, the wooden cat. I've got a wooden cat downstairs. That clock came from me when I used to live in Wandsworth. The mugs up there. I've got lots of mugs and cups that I bought from my mum and dad over years when I went to scout camps. Yeah. And they're all downstairs. Is there anything wrong, I suppose, in putting them all in a box and putting them away somewhere? Be a lot easier to clean then, wouldn't it? Huh? Are you an ornament person? Is there any particular little trinket that's on a shelf somewhere that you can see that you wouldn't dream of putting away, I wonder? Let me know. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Now, Suko. Now, you didn't come back to me, dear. I think you've missed out a show, dear. I'm sure you've missed out a show. I did ask you a few weeks ago to give me the running list of my visits this year to fast food restaurants. Way back at the beginning of the year, I said I had no intention of visiting places like McDonald's or Kentucky more than 10 times in the year. Well, we've only got a couple of weeks to go. And I'm just wondering, if I've only been 4 times, then maybe I could go 6 times in the next couple of weeks. What do you reckon? Suko, could you recall the list? Because you did say you'd keep a list, my dear. I know that you're busy with other shows now. I know. I've been abandoned for someone younger. And fatter, if you don't mind me saying so. Huh? Suko, darling, what is on my list? How many times did I actually visit the fast food places? Please let me know. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. And talking of food, I have spent my £5 food voucher. Remember that one? Showed it to you on the last show. It might have been the one before. Yes, the one that I have earned. Because the sports centre up the road, after so many visits now, you get a £5 voucher off. So I went in a restaurant this week and had a little look through the menu, and I wanted lasagna, but unfortunately didn't have any. There was no lasagna left, so I had ham and eggs and fries. Now, the sports centre up the road, I have spoken to people before who have had food there, and indeed I've had food there myself before. And in all honesty, the service is okay, but it's a bit slow. I knew someone that asked for, I think, a ham and cheese. I can't think what it's. Is it Pinani? I don't know what they. Is it Pinani? Panni. I don't know. It's as far as I know, it's just a ham and cheese sandwich and these posh bits of bread. That's all it is, dear. And they waited 45 minutes for this to arrive. So I was a little bit, worried about this. But I thought, well, hang on a minute. You got your £5 voucher. You might as well spend it, dear. So I ordered ham, egg and fries. And, of course, a cup of tea. and a buttered roll, and it came. My God, I'm sitting there. I've opened the paper. I've only been there 5 minutes, and the food's arrived. So damn good service there. Well done to the Royal Berkshire Health and Rackets Club, part of the Esportia Group here in Bracknell. Credit where credit is due. Yeah, very nice indeed. The only thing is the roll and butter. Well, it wasn't really a roll and butter. It was a bap. I know what they're trying to give me what I'm asking for. I understand that. But I'm never keen on a bap. I mean, baps, they're for beef burgers, aren't they? You have a buttered bap. It's just horrible and soft. And I mean, you've got to have a crusty roll, haven't you? Oh, don't you like a crusty roll with ham and cheese in it? Oh, my mum used to have them all the time. There was a baker's where we lived in Roehampton, southwest London, when I was little, and she would go down to the Coombs, the baker's. It was. I think it's called Greg's now, but yeah, she would always go down there and get a bag of crusty rolls every lunchtime. My mum would sit there. Always around about. My mum was a creature of habit. I think I am as well, really. I like to have a schedule, to stick to a timetable. And that might be why I don't have anyone in my life, really. Right the way through my life, I've kind of have a schedule of things to do. And if anything gets in its way, God help it. Like for example, today, got up. This particular day, I get up, I have my breakfast, I record a show. Right? If anything stops that happening, something happens, either the phone rings or something, I don't answer the phone before I do the show. I try not to. I like to get it done. And I think over the years, I've always put work before relationships. Always put work before relationships. I was always convinced that was the right thing to do. However, if we have any young people watching at the moment, I think maybe it's not the right thing to do. Got to give a bit more time with your relationships. Otherwise you end up sad and lonely like me. Even my nephew's too old to muck about with me anymore. Oh dear, what can you do? Right, onward then. How are we doing? Let me see. Now, where's me other... Oh, there should be another bit of paper here somewhere. 1 minute. There it is. There we are. So, Suko. So I did have ham, egg and chips, but that's not fast. That's not a fast food, is it? Ham, egg and chips. No, it's not, dear. No, £5. And also, it was a very large portion as well, I have to say. Very pleased with the portion size. It's nothing worse than going and paying for a meal and then having the meal and still feeling hungry afterwards. You know? Oh, I think that's dreadful. There was years and years ago, I went out for a meal with someone and paid for the dinner and what have you. And afterwards, we had to get a burger afterwards because we were still hungry. It was those stupid meals with the tiny portions. I don't know what's that called. Is it a la carte? Oh, there's a name for it. I mean, it all looked very pretty on the plate. You know, tiny little bit of this with decorations all around it. And why did people do that? What is the point of it? I want to eat, dear. I don't want to look at the blooming thing, do I? I want to eat it. Come on, shovel on those chips if you don't mind. 2 chips and a pea on the plate, dear. Oh, I hate that. Is that it now? Oh, one of the. I'm not going to say where, but I was working at a place the other night. This particular place does food as well. Could be any of them. All the places I work at do food, so it could be any of them, right? And they were doing Christmas meals. £25. £25. Well, I said, how much are they paying for that? And she said, £24.95. I said, £24 for a meal? And she said, yeah. She said, they get 3 courses for that. I said, 25. I said, I wouldn't pay £25 for a meal. And she says, yeah, that's because you're tired. I says, not because I'm tired. I would feel completely ripped off to pay £25 for a meal. I will not pay that for a meal. It's too much. I don't care how good it is. If I was going out for dinner, let's see. Let's think, I don't know, a Christmas dinner, I wouldn't want to be paying any more than £17. Maximum. Absolutely, yeah. £17. And for that, I'd want tomato soup, turkey, potatoes and vegetables, and some sort of, I don't like, I hate Christmas pudding. I hate it. Oh, it's vile stuff. And Christmas cake, I hate that as well. Don't like it. My mum used to do me a trifle for Christmas. And do you know what? My sister has carried on that tradition. Yes. My sister does me my own large personal trifle. Because he don't eat Christmas cake or Christmas. I hate Christmas pudding. Do you like it? Do you like Christmas pudding? Oh, vile stuff, isn't it? And it's heavy. My dad always used to set light to this thing. The whole house nearly went up once. Talking of houses going up in flames, I was very concerned this week. I was listening to Ross Patzel's radio show, and he nearly had a very bad accident. He had candles lit somewhere in the house, I think in the living room, and apparently one of the candles fell over, and he didn't notice this and burnt the coffee table. Ross, listen. Now listen to me, dear. Do not ever leave candles burning unattended in a room. And even if you are in a room and you've got a candle lit and you're falling asleep, blow it out. They are so dangerous, my friend. They really are. And you can put them in a little area, maybe, and you think they're safe, and then you might have a gust of wind come or blow it over. Or I've seen a curtain nearly go up, and people put a candle on the windowsill, and somehow the curtain blows. Dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. I would advise. I know they're romantic and all this, that, and the other. Don't have candles in the house. Terrible, terrible things. I have got one downstairs, which sits next to a picture of my mum and dad, and sometimes I like that, but I'm always in the living room. I never, ever leave that. Never, ever, ever leave candles unattended. And I mean that. And I mean that in a caring way, Ross. I really do. I'm caring about you today. You see, Chris Reardon, here I am with my beady eye open, keeping an eye on all and checking that everyone is all right. It's all part of the service. Please, Ross. And apparently he's burnt the coffee table. And I'm not sure if he told his girlfriend, Donna. Yeah, Donna from donnacarter.com. I remember the first time I saw that apparently that's her website. So he says on his show. Ross Patzout, yeah, he does a podcast similar to this one, a chat show. Ross Patzout radio. Oh, what's the address? rosspatzout.co.uk, I think it is. Patzelt, right? Ross Patzout. And his girlfriend is donnacarter.com. Apparently she's some sort of country singer. I mean, shouldn't really say this, but when I had a look at her picture, nothing like I expected, to be honest. Big girl, about 40 years old, with a cowboy hat on. I mean, but, if that's what you like, Ross, that's it. Who am I to criticise? What else? Oh, I've also been listening to Joe from AmericanTalkUSA.com. I listened to his podcast this week, and he was singing in it. And he sang a couple of church hymns. The first one, I know Joe listens to this. I wasn't keen on the first one. It was a bit rocky for me, a bit too much of a rock thing for being in a church. I'm a bit of a traditional church music lover. Hymns like Hail Queen of Heaven, Hail Redeemer King Divine, Hail Redeemer King Divine, Priest and Lamb, thy throne is thine, and all that business. But he did do one on there, Go Tell It on the Mountain, and I was listening to this in my car, and I looked around when he started singing. I was looking around for my tambourine, but it was not in the car. Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and far away. Go tell it on the mountain that Jesus Christ is born. Is that a Christmas song? I wonder, Joe. So I did enjoy that show. Thank you very much. But I do like, I do prefer the traditional hymns and carols. Although there are the occasional modern one I like. For example, I like Spirit of God. And that one, for some reason, it was deleted in the hymn book. I don't know why, whether it was a copyright issue or something with the hymn book, but it was replaced by other hymns. Spirit of God. Spirit of God in the clear running water, grow into greatness the trees on the hill. Spirit of God, creation is something or other. Yes, I like that one, and I like sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna, sing Hosanna to the. Oh, we love it. We love it. And the other one, what is it? Well, that's it. That's it. What was the other one? Sing aloud, loud, loud, sing aloud, loud, loud. God is good, God is truth, God is beauty, praise Him. Do you know that one? Huh? Which ones, you know? What is, come on boys and girls, those of you that, you don't necessarily have to be churchgoers or even that religious, but do you have a favourite hymn? Is it traditional or a modern one? Which is your favourite hymn? We could have a special karaoke hymn show, couldn't we? Yes! I quite like that. I could get my organ in here, dear, and start banging away at the keys, and you could sing along. What is your favourite hymn? And is it a traditional or a modern one? Maybe, and what is your least favourite hymn? I have to say my least favourite hymn, I think, is Abide With Me. Because it just brings up all those sad memories of people that have gone before you, doesn't it? Abide With Me. I can't put it on. I start crying and everything. Oh dear, it's awful. What's your favourite hymn? Tell me. I want to know. Chris, maybe we should have a hymn chart. Yes. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. Chris at unitedkingdomtalk.co.uk. That's the email address. Right. Onward to emails, and a couple of cards have arrived, boys and girls. There's one here. Let's just say hello to Millie once again in Minnesota, who says, "Hi Chris, tell Susan." Oh yes, Susan. Oh dear. Susan is the one, boys and girls, that stole. Yes, Susan stole plates from a restaurant. Aren't we naughty? Hi Chris, tell Susan that I'm glad she got her money, and personally, I don't blame her for nicking something from South Fork. After everything that went wrong, I think you were entitled to it. Hope you're okay. Lots of love from Millie. Millie from Minnesota. Millie, we cannot condone stealing on this programme. We really can't. I mean, God knows what would happen if you all came down here for an open day. There'd be nothing left. I could just see I'd be walking around the house. There'd be people cutting bits of items off my clothing. Wouldn't you? You'd be cutting bits off for souvenirs. I know what you Americans are like. You like souvenirs, don't you? You'd be cutting bits off all over the place. Terrible. No condoning stealing. Mind you, I mean, some people... Thank you, Millie. Some people, Millie and Susan, not you two, obviously. Some people steal more than others. Now, take James Dean, for example. On matineeshow.co.uk. He does a show there with Madam Aries. If you ever go down to James Dean's flat, I mean, the entire flat where he lives in hard-to-let properties in Manchester. And the entire place has been furnished, I fear, with stolen items. I mean, God knows how you get a three-piece suite that's a settee and two chairs out of a shop without being noticed, but he's managed it somehow. The entire house is full of stolen goods. Terrible. I've been onto the police so many times. We're too busy dealing with important things. That's what you know what they're dealing with, don't you? Yeah, they're changing the films in the blooming speed cameras. That's what they're busy with, dear. No time to catch robbers or thieves or murderers, we've got to change the film and the speed cameras. Oh, yeah, that's important for you, isn't it? Don't start me off. Don't start me off. Let's say hello to Marc at Stream. Hello, Marc. Who says, we listen to your show every Sunday. Just wanted to say your show is fabulous, dear. Thank you so much. I'm coming down to London soon and cannot wait to play Bingay. I'm dying to shout. I've been pulling hard and sweating lots. Bingay! Look forward to your next show. That's from Marc. Thank you, Marc. Very nice of you to hear from people. That's the first time. I don't think you've written before, have you, Marc? I have to say, Bingay, for some reason, the last couple of Bingays have been rather quiet. So we need to keep an eye on that, you know. I mean, if you come down, it'll still be on, but I don't know how busy it will be. Seems to have gone a bit quiet. Mind you, the whole thing's gone a bit quiet at the moment. Usually, coming up to Christmas, things get busier, but not at all. Not the case this year. In fact, if anything, they've got quieter than they are usually. You know, I'm not quite sure why that is. Anyway, thanks for that one there, Marc. Now, let's open our Christmas cards. Now, this one clearly says on the back of it, please open up on the show. And it's got the address there. I'm going to give you the address in a moment, okay? I'm going to give you the postal address if you want to send in letters or anything like that, because I'm always fully aware that not everyone has got the internet. And by the way, Kath in North Wales, I'm so sorry, darling. I still haven't managed to get down to the shop and get a little photograph for you. But I haven't forgotten, dear. I haven't forgotten. A little Merry Christmas card here. Oh, look, it's from Matty the Tasmanian Devil. Smile, you're looking old every day that you look 1,000 centuries old with the same old story, Matty. No need to keep repeating yourself, dear. And he says, and clothes that have been worn for 1,000 years from eBay's rubbish bin. There's nothing wrong with buying clothes from eBay. I think you're a mug if you're one of those people who spends £200 on one shirt. Justin, the manager of the Steam Coach, where I work on Friday, he does that. He spends £200 on one shirt. You've got a screw loose. Buy cheap, dear. Buy cheap. Buy quality, but buy cheap. Yes. So thank you very much for that. Worn for 1,000. He reckons I've worn these for 1,000 years. A little card there from Matty. Thank you, Matty. And another card here. I'll give you the address after this, all right? I'm going to give you the address. Another card here to United Kingdom Talk. With exciting and it's lovely. It's lovely. Oh, I'm so miserable not sending cards out myself, and I. Ah, there we are. It's a check. Oh, I meant to check. Oh, is it? Just where's the money in these cards? I don't understand here. No, there's no money in them. Did you all forget? Did you all forget to put money in the cards? Dear me. Who's this from? Nothing in there either. Look at that. Oh, it's Kath. Here we go, look. Dear Chris, hope you're okay, keeping well. Enjoy listening to your show on Sky Channel 0195 on Tuesday nights. Yes, well, if you're in the UK and you ever want to listen on satellite, you can do so. Sky Channel 0195. Now, that's Tuesdays at... Oh, let me get this right now. Tuesday night at 11 p.m, Wednesday night at 11 p.m, and Thursday night at 10 p.m. That's when the show is on Sky. It's exactly the same as the show you're listening to on podcast or anything else, but channel 0195, Tuesday and Wednesday at 11 and Thursday at 10, okay, on the Sky satellite. From Kath in North Wales. Hello, Kath. Isn't that funny? I didn't know this was from you then, Kath. Don't worry, I've still got that old card there. You will get a photo at some point, my darling. To Chris, wishing you a very happy Christmas and New Year. Regards from Kath. Thank you, Kath. Lovely picture of an English post box there and a street lamp. And a wreath, which looks rather like my wreath that I've got handing behind me there, Kath. Thank you. Where can I wish I had somewhere to put where can I put the cards? You see, if I put them, I wonder if I can put them in the tree. 1 minute. Will that work? 1 minute. I don't know if that will work, actually. We could put a couple. We could put these two. I think they'll probably fall out during the week, but we'll put them there for now. And then I shall change them and put them onto my mantelpiece downstairs. Thank you very much, you two. Very kind of you. Hello to Matthew, our mate Matthew, who says, hello again, mate. I wanted to start by thanking you for such a fantastic response to my last 2 emails in your most recent show. That's all right, Matthew. You send in the letters, I'll read them out, my friend. I wanted to touch on the topic I brought up about the Amero. Now, this was a supposedly new currency that rumour has it the Americans might adopt. Now, I understand you have not heard of it, and I feel I should tell you about it. Over the last few weeks, there has been much talk about the people of Canada, among the people of Canada, about the issue of the Amero. We are being told that in the coming months, the possibility of a new currency will come into place. It is said that a group that forms something called the North American Union could possibly come into place. This would take away all the independence of the 3 countries, Canada, the US, and Mexico. The Amero would be similar to the euro, they say. It would replace the Canadian and American dollars and the Mexican peso. Now, the problem that most people I talk to have is that one of these new Ameros would be equal to about 20 Canadian cents. So if a person had a large amount of money set aside in a savings account, for example, they would only receive 20% of that once the currency changed. Now, can you imagine what kind of madness that would bring about, dear? Quite a lot, I'm thinking. I do not really know a whole lot about the European Union and how it works, but they are saying that this would also just be a large union. So there would be more, less, of just a couple of high-power governments in the world if that was the case. Well, you know where I think all this is going, Matthew. Now, here in the UK, we didn't adopt the euro. We still have pounds and pence. However, much that I don't want it, and lots of people don't want it, I feel that at some point we too will adopt the euro. Now, I've spoke to many lovely people from all parts of Europe, and everyone that adopted the euro all say the same thing. They say when the currency changed, all the prices went up. And it was a similar thing, I think, when we had decimalisation in this country and we went from pounds, shillings and pence to pounds and pence. When that changed over, prices went up. They use it. These businesses use it as a smokescreen for putting up prices, and they think you don't notice, but you blooming well do. And I think it's likely that the same thing will happen. If that happens to you, you will find prices suddenly go up. I'm sure you will. So there would be the euro and the Amero. You know what? I don't know if this will happen in my lifetime. But actually, Matthew, I believe at some point the whole world will have one currency. Don't know how long it'll take. Years and years probably. But I do believe at some point that's the end goal would be. I do believe at some point the world will have one government and one currency. I really do believe that. In my lifetime, maybe not. How long? Don't know. One currency, one government for the world. That will happen at some point. Much that people don't want it. Okay? Because I don't believe politicians listen anymore to people. They don't listen to what we want. They just go and do their own blooming thing. Matthew goes on to say, to be quite honest, it's all very scary. It is also being said that these decisions are not going to go through any kind of Congress or Senate and are just being decided through this so-called union. You see? They don't ask the people anymore. They get the power and they just go and do their own thing. It's shocking. Here in the UK, we never got the vote on the European Union. I said this, I think, in the last show or the show before that, didn't I? Terrible. They don't ask us. They just go and do their own thing now. And we seem to be powerless to stop it. Matthew says, I would recommend that if you're interested in knowing more, maybe just Google North American Union. Thanks a lot for providing your postal address on the last show. You'll be receiving something from Canada. Have a fantastic day. Thank you, Matthew. And quickly then, because we're nearly out of time, here comes the postal address if you want to book pen to paper. It's Chris Reardon, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, Bracknell, RG42 9ED, United Kingdom. I'll just give it to you quickly again because we're nearly out of time. Chris Reardon, United Kingdom Talk, P.O. Box 4073, Bracknell, RG42 9ED, United Kingdom. And that envelope from Matty in Australia. There we are. That's all from the show today. As always, thanks for watching and listening. Do join in by email as well. Chris at UnitedKingdomTalk.co.uk. See you on the next show. Bye-bye now.